Hello, folks, and this is Sage here. Welcome back to the Everything Bagel. Um, Sorry that I'm uploading a little bit later. So, I say mulling over. Like I've been saying that a lot lately. But anyways, before I go off on a tangent on that, um, so I've been thinking about it this week, since the start of this week, and my upload time, like my upload days, are going to be on Wednesdays or Thursdays. Like I want to keep it like on those 2 days, just to give you guys like a more sense of like when to look for a new video being posted. I'm sure those of you that are already subscribed to me already get notifications to that, so that's fine. I mean, but just like if you tell anybody else about podcasts and all of that, let them know that it's either Wednesday or Thursdays that I upload. So with that out of the way, I wanted today to um, not. It's not really a topic in particular. Well, it is a topic, but it's not really like one of the big ones. It's like another personal one. And I'm sorry. Like I keep going into like personal ones, but I, I feel like they're more intimate in my opinion. And I'm not saying like that the big problems aren't, but you know what I mean. Hopefully, you can skewer me in the comment section if you want. But what I wanted to get at today was so yesterday I uh, I got into a very heated discussion. I'm not gonna go over the details of that. I'll do that at a later like date when I talk like more about my personal life and all of that. But I I realized that it made me think a lot about how far I've seen myself grow over just this summer alone, and also a lot of the people I know, whether it be personally or whether I just see them passing by or whether I work with them, what have you. And I feel like I've seen people go online, like people I went to high school with, and attack, you know, people that are very close to me. Some of the people that are very close to me, over differences in either opinion, belief. Just the list goes on and on. Even though I only listed two things, but you get the drift. And I, it just boggles me what I know people are passionate. I am very passionate, as you guys all know, or as you guys hopefully will see, about the stuff I do. And but I don't, and I'll admit I'm guilty of it too. I used to attack anybody who disagreed with me on anything because I felt so deeply towards something, you know? And that's okay to feel very deep towards whatever you want to believe in, unless it's hurting other people. Then you have issues. But um, it's it like when I saw it, because these two were having a debate online, like, and I know both of them. One of them I know more than the other, but uh, he brought up the person's past that involved drugs and everything, and he's recovered and everything, and and like it set me back a little bit because I was staring at that and I'm like, so you were backed up into a corner and you decided to talk crap about somebody else's bad experiences that it took you know it took everything for them to come out of that, and that's not how you win an argument. In my opinion now, and you guys again can always disagree or agree, my opinion is the moment somebody attacks you for anything, the validity, and I probably said that weird, but you again you get it. But the valid nature of what you're talking about just goes out the window to me, and I feel like that is a general thing. The moment you resort to name calling and personal attacks, it makes your argument, it makes whatever you're trying to stand for seem very flawed and very honestly pathetic. And again, I'm guilty of that. I used to be horrible with that. And it really didn't take me all that long, in my opinion, to come out of that. Because when I started, making my arguments, yeah, I got pissed, yeah, I got heated, but it never resorted to me being like, well, you're a dumbass, blah, blah, blah. Like, and that's the thing that I've noticed with a lot online these days is there is no mutual understanding on anything anymore. There's a lack of understanding. There's a lack of just human decency. And I don't know about everybody else, but I, for one, am displaying how understanding I am the best I can, to the best of my ability. And I'm trying to spread peace, understanding, care, and love. And I know that might sound like, oh, like that's, like a hippie thing or whatever, like, but it's really not. Like, that's the fundamentals. We are all on this planet together as human beings, and yeah, there are very egregious monsters out there, but we are never going to make anything come true if we just keep butting heads like this. And it's okay to, disagree and to get into a heated discussion about something, but where there is no, it's like understanding these days is completely out the window, and it's sad. It makes me very upset, and it makes me sad as all hell that we as a people have become just so detached from one another, and over like the tiniest things. And we, especially America now, from what I've seen, we constantly think that we are not the greatest country in the world. We aren't. And that's a hard pill to swallow. But if we really were, then there wouldn't be half these problems that are happening right now. Hell, there wouldn't probably even be any of them. And it's not a utopian society. Because we are flawed beings, and there is no, making utter peace. But it's not all that hard, in my opinion, to, set aside your differences and just hear somebody out. It's like nobody wants to hear what anyone has to say. And both parties, both sides, not even political, but like anybody who's getting into a debate now doesn't want to hear another person. And they're, both sides are guilty at that point. Both opposing arguments are guilty at that point. When you don't, the moment you stop listening, you are at fault. Even if you don't agree, like how are you going to, try to defend something if you just all you hear is yourself? And a lot of people are guilty of that now, and it's ridiculous. People are constantly preaching about how their rights are being taken away or whatever, but and like freedom of speech is limited, but then they turn right around. They are the first people to turn right around and just attack somebody for having a different opinion. They are the ones that are suppressing what other people want to say, and I'm not going to stand for that. I have called many people out on it recently. This summer, honestly, has brought out everybody's true colors, and it's like it's just some of those true colors I am really not okay with. And if you had told me years ago that I would be speaking out against this stuff, that I would be exposing people who are just completely vile and doing all that, I would have told you you're crazy. But here I am, here we all are, and I'm promoting that you guys do the same. Stand up for what you believe in, regardless of how much ridicule you get, because those people that are ridiculing you, they, they, it's the reason they're doing it, at least in my opinion, is because either one, what they stand for is pretty weak and not well thought out, or two, um, they don't want to see anything but their side because they think that what they stand for is the best thing on the planet. Nobody's ideal, nobody's thoughts are the greatest thing to happen to humanity. It People can be revolutionary, and I'm not saying people can't be revolutionary and stuff like that. That's not at all what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is that there is sheer arrogance now. There is sheer lack of accountability now. We have become, as a people, so reliant on what we want to see that we're not looking at what everybody else wants to see too. And when you alienate people, when you go about just being vile to people that don't want to, believe what you want, then that becomes something else entirely in and of itself. It becomes something that is dark. There is enough darkness in this world, and I've seen so much negativity since speaking out against stuff like racism and bigotry and just a whole lot of stuff that needs to be figured out. I've seen so much negativity brought to me, when people put my intelligence in question, when people put my background into question, all because I'm just voicing an opinion. That's not okay. And I've seen it happen to other people, and I think that that is absolutely horrendous to do. You can't attack people. And that's the thing. I've only gotten vile, I've only been horrible the moment I'm provoked. The moment that somebody either puts into question my intelligence or my friend's intelligence or anybody. When it's one thing, and I'll admit, it's one thing to attack me. It's another thing to attack the people I care about, because then that's a line you do not cross with me. And I've stuck up for people, and my name has been dragged through the mud on Facebook by these people that are like, oh, the adults are talking, like making snide remarks like that, like all because I think that they're wrong in a lot of what they say. And that's the thing too that I'm like the point that I've tried to been making all summer to some of these people. When presented with new information, you know it's okay to change your opinion, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I have changed my opinion on so many different topics because when I was presented with new, reliable information, it's okay. We as humans constantly change. We constantly, do things different. And that's okay. We need to normalize that because it seems like you can't change and it seems like people don't want to hear facts anymore. And that's very alarming to me that you want to throw logic and reasoning and understanding and you don't want to change because and the reason and at least in my opinion, I'm not a psychiatrist or anything, but I feel like the reason people don't like to change or don't like change in general is because it throws everything they believe into question. And that's fine. I love it. Me personally, I love it when people come to me and make me question what I'm doing because it really throws a wrench at it and it's like, okay, let me take a stand and let me present them like with why I'm doing what I'm doing and stuff like that. And that's another thing too. It seems like everybody wants um like they want a what is it? I'm trying to think here because I had my train going like I was on a roll and like it suddenly just skirted off into the distance for a second. Um, it'll come back to me. I forget. Like, sorry about that, but I just I think that we as a people need to do a better job of holding people accountable that do horrible stuff. We need to have a better understanding of each other, whether that be from ethnic background, whether that be from different culture, what have you, like the whole 9 yards. We need to encompass that. We need to be more understanding as a people because we are never, at least for me, I want my family, my wife that I have one day, or my girlfriend that I have one day, and the kids that I hopefully have one day, I want them to grow up in a safer, better world. And I would hope that that is what everybody wants for their next generation of kids. I know we're more than just, oh, like we're just creating this for the next generation. But we need to find it in ourselves to be better. We really need to be better. Every single person needs to be better than what I've been seeing, than what all of us have been seeing these days. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that all of this is doing is it's damaging and driving us further down the rabbit hole. We don't need to keep going. We need to have better solutions to some stuff, to some issues. And we also need to hear every person out and then go from there. Because how are we going to fix anything if if a single voice is silenced? Then that single voice, if a single voice is silenced, then that single voice, then it just breaks the whole narrative of, oh, well, everybody has freedom of speech. Really? Be, so I hope you guys see what I'm getting at with that. Like, sorry, like so many thoughts going through my head. But yeah, like when a single voice is silenced, then where is the validity of that statement that everybody has a voice? Because again, if just one is silenced, then that whole statement is invalid. You can't have your cake and eat it sometimes, which is a lot. I feel like a lot of people feel that way now. A lot of people want to, promote all this stuff, and it's not like they want to, or a lot of people, and when I mean promote stuff, I mean they want to promote the Constitution, how stuff is taken away from the constitutional rights, and yet they're the ones that are taking other people's constitutional rights away. So you can't have it both. They're hypocrites. Anybody who does that is a hypocrite. And it's, when are they gonna, and I know you can't change the mind of some people, but when are they going to take a deep, hard look at what they're doing and realize maybe I need to approach this differently? And I know a lot of them won't, because people, again, are deep rooted in what they believe in. But long story short, to make this as quick and painless as possible with what I'm trying to get at, we need change. We need to not be afraid of change, and we need to change how we view things, and we need to respect each other, and we need to have a better understanding of each other, and we need to fight for one another. We are all human beings. And I know you probably think that you don't owe it to, your next door neighbor or to a person in another country, but we owe it to ourselves to be better. We owe it to ourselves to be the ideal humans that we are striving so hard to be. We owe it to ourselves, and we owe it to each other to create a world where we can all inhabit together, and we can all be just upstanding good people. Evil evil is always going to run rampant. Like, it will never stop. Because without evil you can't have good, and I'm not going to get into that, but I'm just waiting for the day that we together do something about all of this, because there is such a divide, there is such a disconnect with everyone. People are only in it for themselves now. A good majority. I'm not saying everyone, but a good majority of people now. And it doesn't matter what country you're from. They're in it for themselves. Because it seems like the more you care about a person other than yourself, the more you're ridiculed for it. Or the more, and that's another thing too that I've noticed, because I've done it several times on all my social media platforms. The moment you talk about a real topic, the moment you talk about something that's kind of controversial, that's, it raises a lot of heads, stuff like that, the more people ignore it. We also need to normalize talking about stuff that is hard. And I know it will make people angry, upset, and uncomfortable, but we're never going to get anywhere if we carry on like this. So, with that said, I'm going to end this one out, and I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I got a lot ahead of me. I have to publish my second book this weekend. So I'm going to be in the process of doing that, so I'm going to have my hands full. So I hope you all are doing well. I wish the best for each and every one of you. And I will see you guys back here either on Wednesday or Thursday. And I don't have a specific time when I upload. I do it once I have my other stuff taken care of during the day. So, with that said, guys, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening to my ramblings, to my heated discussions with all of you. Thank you for supporting the Everything Bagel, and thank you to those of you who have bought my book. Thank you for that. Your support means a lot to my world and means a lot to me. And I can't wait for you guys to read the second one. So yeah, until next time, guys, this is Sage signing out. And like I said, don't seek to, first, before you want to change the world, seek to change the bubble around you, like the environment that you live in, and then try to change the world. So that's my little word of wisdom. By the way, before I go, sorry, I keep saying I'm going to go, but I really do, I've been debating, and I want to know your guys' thoughts. Please give me your feedback. I was probably going to change the Everything Bagel. I was going to change the name. I don't know. I don't know if it fits or doesn't. You guys can talk to me in the comments about that, or shoot me a message on any of my social media platforms. But I don't know. I was thinking maybe it needs a different name to it, but that's just my personal thing. It's probably I'm just overthinking it, but yeah. All right. That's it. Until next time, guys. Sage Asher signing out.